5, 6, fundamental. finding bliss when you're drunk or you're doing drugs. When you're drunk, when you're drunk, when you're drunk, when you're drunk, when you're drunk or you're doing drugs. 7, 8, feeling brave, but you never really play this game. 9, 10, feels like heaven, you're crying cause you wanna stay. Quick fix, finding bliss when you feel the heartbeat inside. When you're drunk, when you're drunk, when you're drunk, when you're drunk, when you're drunk. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? When you're drunk, 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 when you're drunk. Me too, I'm just like you, and I need to fuck it up sometime. I'm stuck with ego trips, selling sex to a mother will buy. Sometimes I feel magic, but I manage to fuck up somehow. Getting drunk, and I'm getting high. Do you believe in magic?
Target acquired.
Eagle 1, first strike. You have permission to engage the target.
Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Whoops. Hey guys, how is it going today? It's going to be a great time. Today, everybody have a good Mother's Day weekend? Did you? I did, kind of. You know, is what it is. So, I don't even know where to start. I gotta be honest. Saturday night show was legend. It did basically everything that I wanted the show to do. It was smooth. It ran great. We're going to start fine tuning it a little more, you know. Probably going to move it to Friday night. I don't know if it's going to be this week or next week. We'll see. Yeah, it's going to be good. I feel like that overall the show itself, I mean, the audience seemed very entertained. We need to get the audience pumped up a little bit more. Like we you know, it's just numbers wise, you know, it'd be really great to have a bunch more live viewers. And you know, I'm just going to have to work on a little bit more promotion stuff, that kind of thing. I really have to get. So I've been trying to do these visual assets, videos, and the video editing myself, and I don't know that I'm going to be able to accomplish it. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. Right now, it's very difficult for me to come up with. Like, I'll come up with one or two things that I'm really happy with, and then the rest will be junk, and then I'll have to start over. So, I just need to probably find somebody that's really good at video work and just have them do it. We do have a debate coming up Thursday night, or actually Thursday afternoon, 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. It will be me squaring off against Econo Boy capitalism versus socialism. And that's going to be a great time. And we're going to yeah, I know that he's black. I don't need an edit. Well, I do need an editor too, but I need somebody that can create the visual assets, like visual effects, that kind of thing. I have a spot on my glasses. It's annoying me. But yes, I've reached out to him. He's very busy. I'm sorry that I'm not wearing the proper hat, Naomi. I do have my flat cap here. I can throw my flat cap on. Let's do that. I left my sweet Crucible hat in the there we go. I left my sweet Crucible hat in the house. It's really hot outside. I don't wear black hats when it's hot outside, so that's the way it is. Got to get those video. I got to get the video stuff done. That'll work. That'll help, I think. I've got to get the shorts going. I think that'll really help. But overall, guys, I was super happy with the way the show went. The flow was great. It was smooth. We had somebody different win. We actually had a leftist win overall this week, which I thought was great. You know, it was good. Anson, I bet you're tired, you scandalous young man. What? Yeah. It was really a great show. It really was. That's funny. and it's an interesting thing going forward. I've got to start doing. I might have. You know what would be really cool is to. I'm not going to say. I got some cool ideas. We're gonna do some stuff. But anyway, so me versus Boy Thursday, 5 Central Standard Time. It's going to be awesome. Capitalism versus socialism. Rob Noor and I have been pre-gaming this. It's going to be awesome. On the Case IH, International Harvester? Really? I had one of those. Travelall, actually. And a Scout. A Scout, too. That was awesome. I appreciate that on the Case. That was great. Boy is different for sure. I don't know if I'll be able to get him to actually spurg, but he's going to have a rough time with me because he's going to want to take it really esoteric. And as we all know, I'm a brawler. I get down in the mud. I'm a brawler. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah. So it's gonna be cool. Let's see what else. I don't know if I'm going to be on the Reverie tonight. I haven't, they haven't reached out to. Oh, and as I say that, they reach out to me. Let's see. I believe I will do this one. I'm going to post this, guys. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in for that. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna see if there's enough characters to post this entire prompt. Probably not. Yeah, not enough. Who the hell is calling me? Oh, I actually have to take this one, guys. Stand by. Sorry, I had to take that one. All right, so let me read. Let me get the rest of this. So here's the thing. This is going to be so much fun. I'm going to lambaste these dudes. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this prompt and then I'm going to post this in my Discord in the debate topics area. I'll do that right now. And you fine folks can look at this. Oh, what in the world? All right, there we go. If you want to look at it, you can go look at the whole thing. It's in the prompt. All right, so apparently what we're going to do is here's the topic. In a new expose, it has been revealed that the airlines and travel agencies are selling the personal details of all their customers to the Trump administration through an initiative called the Travel Intelligence Program, which was established soon after the 9/11 attacks. The government tracks billions of ticket purchases and flight details, though, as far as we know, this particular database only goes back as far as the first Trump admin. ICE has been using this data in its efforts to enforce Trump's immigration policies. Is this a problem? No. To keep Americans safe, shouldn't law enforcement have access to this level of personal data? I'm not really sure what he's saying there, but the law enforcement already have a massive amount of access to your personal data. Should there be any limits to their ability to access this information? I'm positive there are. So that's interesting. Or can we trust that the government will only use this for legitimate purposes? Well, obviously, we don't trust the government to do anything. So, this is a very interesting topic. It's multi-layered. So we're going to have to dig through this a little bit. So yeah. You sent me some what, Beth? Oh yeah, all right, I see that. Yeah. Beth, you have to post them publicly in the debate topics area. That helps out. DMing them to me was, yeah. Yeah. So this is going to be my first thing, Mullet Baby, is that you can't even fly anymore without a real ID. Every state has access to that information. Every state law enforcement officer has access to that information. You're not providing any more information than that when you book an airline ticket. I mean, are any of you guys out there giving out your bra size, or whether or not how many times a day you're masturbating or anything like that? I mean, what kind of personal information do these guys think they're getting? I mean, I don't understand this. I mean, is that really that big a deal? I mean, that they have your ID. I mean, literally, that already exists. Now, I think the issue really is here that up until now, and I don't know how many, and I need to, if somebody knows the name of the exact program that allows this, I would love to know it. Up until recently, illegals could fly without without the same level of ID as normal American citizens. So, for example, I went through security and I had to give my passport because I don't have a real ID driver's license yet because I've been lazy. I give my passport, no problem. The undocumented, for sure, person in front of me and his entire fucking family fly on his ID. And the TSA people just walk them right fucking through. So I have to ask, which bothers me more? The fact that these people that I don't know and nobody knows can fly on just a card that could be made up, maybe not, doesn't belong to that person or whatever, and TSA walks them through, whereas I have to stand in line, give my passport. If I don't look like my passport, there's a problem. If my wife has to have her own passport, my kids have to have their own. Well, I mean, my kids have passports, but I don't know that they have to have them. But there's some things there. So it's a very interesting. It's a very, very interesting thing, right? That this has been the practice. Now, I don't know that this is why. Jesus Christ, guys. Give me one sec. It's just Monday. Mondays, am I right? All right. Yeah, so it's very interesting when you say this, Mullet Baby 01. I mean, most of them don't have any supporting documents, and they just get on airplanes and fly. I mean, does this bother anybody? Am I the only person that this bothers? It bothers me. Now, this is actually why I know how to fly and why I am in the process of owning my own airplane, which I actually own a few. I just need to put them all back together because I can't leave anything well enough alone. But I'm not really sure what personal info that we're giving out. I mean, it's literally just your driver's license, right? I do actually, it does bother me, by the way, that to get on a commercial flight to go from point A to point B, you have to use an ID. I agree with that. And I'm really annoyed with that in and of itself, right? But it's been that way for so long, and that's an airline policy. That originally was an airline policy, and then TSA, with the advent of TSA, it became a governmental policy. But that's it's interesting. Yeah, the Smoking Spaceman. The topic is horrible. Actually, I mean, I actually don't understand what he's trying to get to. So basically, this is to provoke an immigration argument. But that's actually the question I'm going to ask. I'm going to say, okay, well, I mean, they're not getting any more information from me than the government already has, right? And the government can already track my travel anyway, right? So that's pretty irrelevant to me. What is interesting to me is why are we allowing undocumented people to fly with minimal ID or no ID? This is an interesting thing. This is a more interesting question to me, and that's what I'm going to open with. That's how I'm going to push this argument, because there's nothing there. I can't think of anything, to be honest with you. I can't think of anything that is more annoying right now than the idea that I'm having to supply I have to go get a real ID. I have to go get, my kids have passports. I have a passport. And the government knows. Now, the interesting thing is I don't think that I don't know that the airlines are actually selling the data, because they have to provide it to TSA no matter what. Right? This is the biggest fuck up is interesting, right? Here's the deal. You buy a plane ticket online, right? Everybody with me so far? You buy a plane ticket online. I'm sorry, guys, I can't read the chat. You guys are moving too fast, and I'm trying to think too much. So I buy a plane ticket online. I have to use an ID to buy that plane ticket. When I go check in, I have to give an ID. They look at me. They say, "Okay, yep, that's you." They give me my ticket. When I go to TSA then compares my ID to the ticket and makes sure it matches. Right? They hand it back to me. Now, they already got that information. They already know. So why is it? Where's the issue? And how is it? I'm really curious, because what information could they possibly be selling? What personal details could they be selling? If I buy the cheese and the meat and cheese plate on the flight? Okay. Yeah, the passport is just a federal ID. That's the only reason. Yeah, maybe how many mini bottles I didn't consume because I don't drink. But how many the guy in the seat next to me drank, right? Or if I use the lavatory, can they track it if you use the lavatory? Is there like if I get up out of my seat, does it tell them? I mean, what information? What information is it? What information do they get? What information does the government not have that the airlines are selling beyond what happens on the flight? Because the government already knows where. I mean, TSA already knows your destination the minute you book that. I think this is the real point. Mullet Baby hit it on the head. And this is how they're couching this, right? Like, this is the actual argument they want to make, is that Trump is taking the data from the airlines from back when Biden used to fly illegals in from South America to bypass the wait in Mexico and the bad optics. That's very good. So and then the data can tell who and where they were dropped off. But again, the big problem here, Mullet Baby, is somehow somebody explain this to me. Somehow, someone please explain to me, how is it that I can't buy a ticket for an airline ticket without entering in all my information? When I go to the counter to get the ticket, I have to present either a passport or a real ID, or now a real ID, or in the past it was a driver's license. How is it that these undocumented people are flying without doing any of the things that I have to do? Can someone explain how that works? Does anybody work for the airlines? Anybody, understand it? I am out of carbon credits. I am actually. I am out of carbon credits. Jack Sheridan, you're not wrong, but I mean, it's not just it's not just the blats. It's everybody. Yeah. So again, I agree with Damien here. I think it is the government just doesn't care about citizens. Citizens, they know, will provide the proper ID. Citizens know will follow the yellow brick road. It's the illegals that they want moved around, that they want to be able to get on these flights. Why is it that someone that is undocumented is allowed on an airplane ever? Did we learn nothing from 9/11? Did we learn nothing from all of the hostage instances over the history of airlines? I don't understand this. Agrillapus says if they're here on a visa or other legal migration papers, maybe that's a difference. No, if you're here on a visa, I don't believe that that's true. If you're here on a visa, then you use your visa, and you have to have a proper ID to have a visa in the first place. So if you're here on a visa, legit, you have ID, you have a passport of some kind, and you fly just like any other human. As a matter of fact, when I was flying back, when I was flying from here to New York last week, there were some guys. One of them was from Russia, and the other guy was from like Bulgaria or somewhere. And they were flying on their passports. They were actually looking at each other's passports because they knew, because they were like, "Oh, your passport's really different." So you get pulled for extra screening. That's funny. I used to. I don't anymore. That's very funny. Yeah. So this is the thing, right? I'm not talking about somebody who, guys, I'm not talking about somebody who walked up and presented their passport and their ticket and they let them through. I'm talking about an entire family of people. dad, mom, 2 or 3 kids, plastic bags of stuff, right? Or whatever. Maybe I don't remember what they were carrying. Maybe that was nicer. I don't remember. Going up to TSA, having a handler, someone from TSA, walk them through security. Go down to the end, stand there. Okay. And take one ID card, and they go through. I'm with my family. I present my passport. My son presents his passport. My wife presents her passport. So how does this work? I'm very interested. I'm very, very interested in this because this is a good subject. Because if and look, I don't really give a shit. I have no problem putting my information out there. Angel Berber, I think that's probably the best answer yet, right? They both wanted the illegal immigrations, electoral votes are based on that. Correct. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm talking about this just happened. I'm telling you, this happened. I flew to New York. Last time was probably, it was cold. So I don't know, maybe mid-November, maybe. I don't remember. So I fly to New York. My son and I drive back. No, wait. That we didn't drive back. We flew back. So we fly to New York. Again, everybody has to present ID, except there's literally a bunch of illegals next to us flying to New York. No documentation. Smoking Spaceman, I don't think I don't think that this is something that's been happening since 9/11. I just noticed I actually just noticed the illegals flying maybe right around election time when I was flying, maybe a little after. I believe Mullet Baby 01, it might be part. I need to look it up if it's part of the Patriot Act. But just for people who don't understand what I'm talking about, who came in late, I'm going to debate tonight over on Prime Kai. And basically, here's what we're going to do. It says in a new expose, none of this is new, folks. It has been revealed that the airlines and travel agencies are selling the personal details of all of their customers to the Trump administration. I don't know how they're doing that, but okay. Through an initiative called the Travel Intelligence Program, which was established soon after the 9/11 attacks. I need to look that up really quick. Let me get some fucking Google foo out here. All right, this is done through an organization called Airlines Reporting Corporation. And what they do is they basically track air travel. That's what they do. They do it for various businesses. I'm sure that they also sell through that. Let me make sure. I don't know that he's accurate here. Where the fuck is it? So that they're trying to say that they're selling it to ICE. I don't believe it is actually selling to ICE. Let's see. So, Airlines Reporting Corporation is a clearinghouse of information for for travel information. So, if you buy a ticket through Expedia or Booking.com or where the fuck ever, it goes through ARC no matter what. So that's interesting. And then the travel intelligence program was established. And provide certain data to law enforcement for the purpose. Blah blah blah. So this looks like a private company that works with the airlines. This does not look like. I can't find anything that says that. Let's see. Okay, this is horseshit. So basically, federal law enforcement says that, so U.S. Customs and Border Protection requires that airlines hand over passenger records for every flight that passes through the United States, and agencies such as the FBI, whatever, they access the passenger data through that program. So that's different. This is very misleading. This is very misleading. The travel intelligence program is not a government program, and it's not required by law. It is a private agency that the airlines sell your information to. They're not required to do that. It's very interesting. You're right. Yeah. Consumer Reports. It's the same kind of thing as Consumer Reports. So ICE is entering into a no bid contract with the ARC database. Now, this is a private corporation. That the ICE is buying is just basically they're opening up a contract with this ARC to provide the data, which they I guess already have access to, but maybe it's just collated better or whatever. Yeah, this is going to backfire big time, guys. This is going to backfire big time. In 2017, they signed a contract with. Yeah, okay, all right, I got. Yeah. Well, it's Silver. It's not. It's private because it was it pre-existed before the government started using them. The ARC basically report originally, and apparently still does. Basically, they hold on. So originally they were selling this information with basically they sell the information of like Booking.com, Expedia, whatever. and that's what they do. They sell it to all kinds of people. I just actually had their website pulled up. So you can go to their website. You could probably get the information, I guess. ARC provides the most comprehensive air transaction data and reporting, which can be leveraged to identify travel trends and opportunities that accelerate business growth. So, yeah. Yep. It's very interesting. I mean, it is a little disturbing. You're right, EOD. It's not just who flies where. It's if you bought a coffee. It's if you use your credit card on the flight for the cheese tray. If you were bored of the free movies and decided to rent an adult movie while you're on the international flight, they collect all of that information. For the 10th year, this is interesting. This article, for the 10th year, ARC and Expedia partnered to deliver the 2025 Air Hacks Report, a data-driven look on how travelers can save money booking air travel. The report, which incorporates finding from OAG, analyzes data over the past 12 months to show which travel trends impact airfare. The report takes a deeper look. So they sell it back to you. They sell the information back to you so you can they take your information and everybody else's information and they sell it back to you to tell you which is the best trend when you should buy an airline ticket. This is hilarious. Yes, Silver Ogre, they do know about that. They do know. This topic can be politically relevant now because of the redistricting going on nationally. Both sides will see the effects of illegals being able to move freely this way and its effects on them. And that actually is probably one of the better comments. And again, I go back to when, last year, now this is pre-election, it's pre-Trump being in office, illegals were allowed to fly with minimal documentation, right? Like a whole family flying on one ID card. I don't even know what that ID card was. Could have been a foreign driver's license, could have been a state issued ID, something like that. So, man, I don't know. There's a couple of different angles on this. I got to figure out my position is that I guess I don't care, right? Like whether I want to admit it or not. My data gets sold time and time again, day in, day out. The only thing I can do is minimize myself, the amount of data I put out on the web, and maybe I have a different outlook on it because I've been in the eye of the media for so long. I've been a public personality for so long. I own the race team. I was literally interviewed multiple times. My contact information has been out there for 20 fucking years. So for me, I guess I don't give a shit. I could see where, somebody that keeps a low profile, they want to keep their shit on low key and locked down. Then do that, brother. I support you doing that. I guess to me, it's kind of a nothing burger. And I think the outrage of this is that, well, it's okay if they use it to target EOD for watching Debbie Does Denmark, but it's wrong to target Jose and his family of illegals coming over here, right? And I absolutely disagree with that. Absolutely. I think that the fact that that whoever's watching adult films on a plane or bought one too many whatever those mini bottle, whatever the fuck they're called, I don't really care. If you if you don't want someone to know that you're doing stuff, take measures. Unfortunately, if you're going to fly, you're going to have that. And I honestly support the efforts to identify illegals in our country and handle them, whether that's deportation, making them get their paperwork in order, or whatever it is. I don't care. But if I have to do it as an American, they better fucking do it as a non-American. Yes, Neuromancer is awesome. I absolutely love Johnny Mnemonic. I love that movie. That's a fucking great movie. I don't care what anybody says. That's a fucking great movie. It is awesome. So, yes, Real ID is required to fly now. You can use your passport. I actually was supposed to pick up my Real ID, but I forgot some little piece of documentation could do it. Right. Yeah, so I'm totally honestly, guys, I got to be honest. I guess I don't care. I'm just gonna listen. I think I'm going to probably. I read Neuromancer. It was good. I read that. I guess I'm just gonna probably pick whoever's argument I like the least, and I'm just gonna lambast them. Yeah, see, this is what I'm concerned with, Mullet Baby. This is my problem. See, the problem these people have is, they're finding, wanted criminals, and if you have a warrant, they'll arrest you. But then that's okay, I guess. But what they don't want you to do is to get Juan and Jose and I can't think of a Maria. They don't want you to get they don't want you to catch those people because that would be, that's stifling freedom. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well. So I don't know that there's a lot of prep for this. I mean, I got the data from ARC. I understand ARC. I understand the way ARC is working. I understand the way it's being used both by government and non-government. The interesting thing is the claim here. Now, keep in mind, guys, the claim is that the federal government, this is an initiative by the government to track billions of ticket purchases, but it's not. It's a private corporation that's doing that to sell your information, not just to the government, which is fine, but they're also selling it to travel agencies, rental car companies, hotel chains, all of these people so that they can direct market to you. And this goes on in every fucking thing you do. When I signed up with American Express, one of the first things they did was send me a notice that, hey, we have a program where you get a big discount if you buy a Mercedes-Benz because you have an American Express. Okay, all right, let's do that, right? I didn't buy one, but I mean that's how that works. Yeah, you've got to have the Real ID with the star on it. So I think I don't know what the real difference is other than that basically they're trying to, I guess, catch people who, they're trying to catch some people out. So I feel like this is kind of a nothing but all right. So I'm going to do Prime Kai tonight. I'm going to do Econo Boy on Thursday night. I might have Rob on Wednesday night, and we'll do some pre-gaming a little bit. We'll see how that works out. Yeah, so you're a reductionist. Yeah, I got you. Bring in more revenue for selling IDs to people. Yeah, I don't know that that's not true. I think that ID system needed a an overhaul anyway. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. ID in this country is a very interesting thing. So this is actually the most stupid thing ever. You want to get on an airplane to fly across the country? You want to fly across the country on an airplane? Prove that you're a guy. So I agree with this. This is a real thing. Prove you were born in the United States. You want to vote for a Democrat? Just sign right here. No problem. So have you guys seen the all of the cope about that? It's pretty hilarious. Damien, I agree with you. I don't fly. I mean, I don't fly myself most places. Mainly because I got to take my wife and kids, and that's a big deal. So, but yeah. Yeah, I have my pilot's license. I need to get signed off on a couple of things right now, actually. But yeah, I don't know that you can use it for going through though. I don't know. I have to see. How are you using that, Damien? He is going to actually yell about. I guaranteed mullet baby. That's absolutely absolutely going to happen. Absolutely going to happen. So, all right. In other news, now that we bored half the crowd, we're talking about this this debate for tonight and how weird it's going to be. It's going to be cool though. I should actually. Do we need TSA? Has TSA prevented anything? The interesting thing is I can prove that TSA has caused harassment to passengers because if they see large sums of cash in a bag, they notify the DEA agent in the airport, and then that traveler up until recently got hassled, and the cash was usually confiscated. Now, the interesting thing about this is they just like 6 months, like not even 6 months ago, probably 2 months ago, that they just reversed that. Yeah, nobody's hijacked a plane, but don't we? But that's I don't think you can draw the exact correlation because they have the armored doors and all of that. So, and I got to be honest, TSA's inept. I mean, I know people that have accidentally carried firearms on the airplanes. So, which license do you have, Damien? Well, TSA gets TSA. That's an interesting thing, Ticky Tack, because TSA gets a pass on a lot of things. Now, you understand that they're not law enforcement at all. TSA are not law enforcement. They have no powers of arrest. If all they can do basically is hold, they're like security guards. They have to call law enforcement, usually airport police or local police, to do anything. and that really pisses TSA off, especially if you know that. If you know that TSA can't have no powers of arrest and can't do shit, you have a private pilot's license? Okay. How are does I haven't looked at mine in a while. Yeah, TSA literally violates the rights of passengers every fucking day. Now you're making me check mine. Because yeah. No, I was curious because you're just a standard private pilot license? Okay. I don't think I've got mine in this wallet. I'll have to go dig mine out of my other wallet. Well, I mean, TSA is largely ineffective. I mean, let's just be real. What did I do with my fucking pearls? My bag. Sorry. Oh, well. Yeah, I got you, Damien. Yeah, TSA is literally they're basically on the same level as mall cops. They can't arrest you. They can't do anything. They basically violate your rights all the time. Yeah, I know people that have forgotten their that they're wearing their firearm, because I do it all the time, and they've just strolled right through TSA. The detector goes off. They wand them. They figure it's a zipper or something. I don't know, and then they just go right on through. Yeah, TSA is just like security guards. It's just terrible. It used to be way more common for them to make mistakes too, but I think they've cleared that up. Well, anyway, back to what I was talking about earlier, which I don't even remember what that was. I apologize for being a little bit off today, guys. I had a lot going on over the past weekend, and so it's a I don't know. It's been just pretty interesting. So yeah. So the debate will happen tonight. Well, I didn't even make it an hour. The debate will be tonight. They'll fire up. I'm going to have to reconfigure my system again for the for that stupid Discord bullshit, which I made a note of what settings were, so we'll have good sound tonight. What else are we doing tonight? Or what else are we doing this? And so tonight, debate. Tomorrow, nothing. I'll be out of town. I'm actually going to be over near Kevin's place. Are We Not Minions? I'm going to be over near Kevin's place tomorrow. We're going to meet up. I got a meeting over there, and then I'm saving him some money on some stuff. So he's going to help me out. And then I'll be back Wednesday night. Wednesday night, I will have a guest. I thought we were going to have Millennial Mike, but he hasn't reached out to me or anything. I need to reach out to Sarah about that. Maybe I'll do that tonight. But I don't know, guys. It's fucked up. I really wanted Millennial Mike to come on so that I could fuck him up on his multi-unit shit. But he may be a little concerned since I actually know what I'm talking about. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. If not Millennial Mike, there is a chance I'll have somebody else on Wednesday night. We'll find out. I'll let you guys know. I'll post it up. We're gonna. I've got a. Let's see what else. So Wednesday, then Thursday. Thursday I'll do the day shift. Thursday afternoon, almost immediately after the day shift, we're going to do the. We're going to roll right into the debate. The debate should be about 2 hours, and then that's the end of that. Maybe I'll roll over to the Thursday night show on Tomato. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. And then the Friday night is Friday night may be the new debate night for the debate show. I can't decide if I want to try and do it this week or if I want to hold off for another week and just continue to refine down the process. Hey, Kissy Cat, how are you? How goes the war, Kissy Cat? How are you doing? Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling all right. Let's see. And then Saturday night, it'll either be a chill stream Saturday night if we do the debate show Friday night. Otherwise, Saturday night will be the debate show, and then we'll repeat. It's an interesting thing to me, guys. I kind of got in the weeds there a little bit and just bullshitting about the immigration stuff. But it's interesting right now the way the economy is playing out. And I think this is really interesting, especially if you're a younger person or if you are kind of in that, I don't know, mid 20s to, almost 40s range. It's kind of a wide range, but whatever. It's kind of an interesting thing because what I'm seeing across the board is a lot of young people either don't understand how to buy a business or start a business or acquire a business and build wealth that way, or they don't understand how money really works. They have this idea that comes in sound bites on TikTok about how money works, but they don't really understand it. And that's interesting. And then and then there's this aging out process where older people who have had businesses, and a lot of these businesses have existed for 30 years or longer, and running away already, Cat? Seriously? Kissy Cat, your errands will wait until after my show. I promise you. I may actually have to go a little early. I've got it. I'm trying to go pick up my car today. I'm just have it there. We'll see. Might be tomorrow morning. At any rate, my phone's going crazy. What's up with that? Oh, well. Anyway, you have a sick sheep, and I go back to work tonight. Okay. If your sheep is sick. Lord of Pies, that's hilarious. I'm going to put that up there just because that's fucking funny. So it's an interesting thing, guys. There are businesses that have been out there for years, decades, 30 years, 40 years, whatever. And for whatever reason, their owners, they can't give them to their sons. They can't give them to the nephews or whatever. Or nobody wants to take over the business. Nobody wants to step up into the position. And so what ends up happening is these people just keep working and working and working. And the the tragedy is that the revenue of the business, the gainfulness of the business will flatline. When that happens, the business just isn't worth as much, and it makes it really hard for someone to go out and get an SBA loan on it. Now, there's a couple of different ways to finance a business. One is SBA, one is private financing, and then there's a couple other ways, seller financing. We're going to talk about all three here really quickly as I can, because I think this is important, especially for young people who might not think that they could own a business, or maybe they don't think they should own a business, and maybe they're thinking about real estate or stock market investing or some other method to provide that financial security and wealth down the road. Now, I don't have it all figured out for sure, but these are things that work time and again. They're proven, and they will 100% make you money. So one is you identify the right business. You kind of need to know something about it. You need to have managed something, or not. You shouldn't go from stock boy to business owner overnight. That's a plan for disaster. But if you have a head for business, if you've been a manager or a supervisor or something like that, maybe you've taken inventory a few times and you understand what the book should look like, and more importantly, you're willing to learn, then maybe, just maybe, going out and buying a business could be right for you, right? And you can identify what it is. I mean, you may want to own a go-kart track. You may want to own a taxi stand. I don't know. I don't judge. Do what you do. But a lot of businesses in this country right now, today, are folding up and closing up and just no longer exist because there's no one that's willing to take over. There's no one that has, wants to engage or whatever you want, however you want to put it. It's just not happening. So what do you do? What should you do? All right. Well, first thing is, real estate is great. I love real estate. I own it. I'm going to own more. We're going to buy a lot more. It's a great way to build wealth. And it's a great way to make sure that you can actually grow the money that you have most of the time. It's not without risk, but you can manage that risk. The problem with real estate is that a lot of people make poor decisions, and they get excited, they get caught up in it, or they get squeezed. They feel like, wow, man, I can't get a loan on this one property I really want, or this is a property I know will make money, but I can't get approved for it, so I'm going to take this other one. And then their life sucks, and they hate it because they can't make any money, or it's going to be 20 years before they make money. For example, one of the things that Millennial Mike was talking about the other night on Sarah's show was you have this multi-unit complex that you bought, say you spent $500,000 on it, and you pay that monthly note, but you have to understand that the rents are never as high. Rents are just never as high on multi-unit. Always, without fail, your repair costs are going to be higher. Damage on move out is going to be higher, especially if you're taking Section 8 and other subsidies. There's no way that you're not going to spend more on every turnover than a single family. Also, far more likely to have issues and have to pull money out of your pocket over and above your cost, which is your mortgage, insurance, etc. Over and above that, you're going to pull money out of your pocket every single month to keep that property floating. Now his plan, it's not a bad plan. His plan is to just pay that mortgage every month, build some equity, pull out equity when he can, but keep building equity until it's paid off in 20 years. And now all of that money that he gets in every month is that's his retirement, right? So in the way he's looking at it, and I understand this, right? So if you have 10 units or 20 units and they all make an average of about $1,000, $1,500 a month, that's $10,000 to $15,000 a month or more coming in revenue. That's some of it can be, and most of it will be tax free in most states, in a lot of states. This is a good plan if you can afford, if you have the means to pay not only the mortgage, but the damage, the repairs, the maintenance, all of that. If you can afford it, because he's got a job and I'm sure he has some units that are making him money. But if you're paying $4,000 a month in mortgage on a property and the most you can rent it out for is $2,200 a month, every single month out of your pocket, you're putting money into that endeavor. And this is a problem with real estate for me. Like I don't do that. I do single families. I have a very specific way I invest. It works for me, may not work for you. If you want real estate, we'll talk about that later. Yes, helping hound, overhead, carrying cost, all of that. You 100%. You got to be aware of it. Now, let's talk about a business. Let's talk about a business that most people can run. Okay. And it could be anything, right? It could be an automotive shop. It could be a brake and tire shop. It could be envelopes, fancy envelopes. It could be candles. I don't fucking know, right? But I kind of avoid little shops. I think that they tend to go out of business. They don't make enough money for me, and they tend to go out of business a little too often for me. I like manufacturing, and my personal bend is towards manufacturing or automotive or construction. So if I get, let's just say that I'm looking at a printing company, right, which is outside of my normal realm, but let's just say I'm looking at a printing company, and a printing company does, I don't know, let's call it 1.5 million a year in revenue. After you deduct everything out, salaries, rent, materials, cost, promotion, all that kind of stuff, you're left with, say, probably $300,000 in SDEs, sellers discretionary earnings. Right now, that means that's money that I get to decide what to do with. I can pay myself. I can buy I can roll that money back into the business or whatever. Right. So let's say, and so what they're going to do when they go to value the business, when they do the valuation to sell it, they're going to look at, it's going to be a multiple of that SDE or the EBITDA, one of the two. And that's going to give them the sale price, right? So let's say that they're going to do 2x or 3x EBITDA. Let's say it's 300 grand off of the SDE, 300 grand. So it's $900,000. Sounds like a lot of money. It really does. 900 grand. There's a couple of different ways you can do this. You can do what's called an SBA loan. And I personally, I think that these are a good way to go. So you go to SBA. To qualify for an SBA, a business has to qualify for SBA, business has to have existed longer than 3 years. All the businesses I tend to look at have existed for a very long time. It has to have been profitable or growing over that length of time, or there has to be a reason for it, right? So if you have a good year, a flat year, and a good year, and in that flat year, what you were doing was you were adding product lines, you're reinvesting in there has to be some reason, there has to be some provable reason that the earnings just weren't that great, So that's rule one. I mean, that's the first thing is, or the second thing is you have to have that 3 years at least of earnings that are where you don't lose money. When you have when you're sitting in front of the banker and you're trying to write this SBA loan, you're going to go back and forth with the banker a lot. You're going to ask for a lot of things from the seller. You're going to ask for, several things, right? You may ask for partial seller financing. If you're doing an SBA, I would typically, if I'm doing an SBA, I want 10% seller financing because I want them to have skin in the game. You're going to want to have, you're going to want to have at least some cash operating fund. You want to have an operating fund. So basically what I do there is I take 2 months, right? And I say, okay, we have to have, so if 2 months, if their operating cost for a month is $150,000, right? That's the carry. That covers payroll, that covers taxes, that covers gas in the vehicles, insurance, payments on vehicles, all that kind of stuff, right? You've got to have that capital. Okay. So I build that into the deal. So if it's $150,000 a month, I want $300,000 in the bank account the day I take over. All right. Now, sometimes people will do that as accounts receivable. Sometimes that's okay. Sometimes it's not, but I prefer cash in the bank. Right. Okay. Operating capital. So my operating capital's got to be there. It's got to be, whatever else. Right. So, and you structure this deal out. It takes time. You need a lawyer, but you can get there. I promise you can. A typical SBA loan process is about 90 days. Typical. And it can take a lot longer. So when you're looking at doing this business, or when you're looking at doing business, understand that there's a lot more to it than just showing up and saying, I want to buy this and writing a check. That's not it. You may, depending on what kind of business it is and how much you're paying for it. So if they have a really good year, I'm actually going through this right now. If they have a really good year and they have like a massive amount of income and they're basing their valuation off of that, but you don't think the market's going to do that, you can build in what's called an earnout into the purchase contract, where if it doesn't hit the growth margins that they say, then you pay less for the business, right? So let's just say that they say that they're projecting 10% or 15% growth and this much revenue, and it falls far short of that, far short. Then you don't pay as much for the business, right? Because they had that one good year, or maybe they had a good year and a half or whatever, and they know it, the bank knows it. So you build in an earnout on the back end so that you don't pay as much for the business. And also, I mentioned earlier, you want a seller's note, and that seller's note, what you do there is usually it's about 10%, 10 to 15% on a seller's note, and on the seller's note, what I like to do is I want to have at least 10%. I like to have 15, but at least 10%. So if it's $1 million business, they've got to have a seller's note of $100,000. If it's a 1.3 million, $130,000. That seller's note is there, and it doesn't get paid out until maybe year 2, right? So you're going to own it for a year, and then towards the end of year 2, whatever you've decided, that's when you start paying for the that seller's note, and that keeps the seller a little more honest when going through the sale process. Now, that's great. If you can do an SBA, I think that's great. I think it's a great way to do it. It takes time. You can get things done. But with all of these older people retiring or not being able to retire because they can't sell their business, or just closing businesses because they can't sell it to anybody, it presents an opportunity. And that opportunity is for you to do what's called a seller's note. And And this is how that works. You can actually buy a business with no money down, no money up front. You could literally go into a place of business that that has been up for sale for a while, or maybe it's been up several times, and the problems, they have problems getting things done, or maybe the business has had a couple of off years. Maybe they, whatever, right? And they just can't retire out. They can't do it. But they also can't sell it because a seller is going to want to see growth, right? And they're just maintaining, right? They're just maintaining. They're existing, right? Not excelling. I know people, and it is a common thing to go in and say, I want to buy your business. I want to buy this business from you. I think it has great bones. I think I can make something out of this. You've got a great product line. You sell a great service, whatever it is. I want to buy it. But here's the deal. I can't give you money for it. This is what and then you structure a deal so that you structure the deal so that you pay them for the business out of the revenue the business generates. Okay. So let's say that you settle on a price of $500,000 or $1 million, whatever it is. You may say, look, I can't pay you anything for the first 6 months. And after that, I'm going to start paying you out every month, $10,000. Okay. Or whatever it is, $20,000. Depends on the business, right? And you use that 6 months to grow, put in programs, revamp the business, go find new customers, all of that kind of stuff. Come that 6 months, you start paying your note. You bought a business with no money down. None. Zero. Now it's all in, again, it's got to have a good lawyer, got to write good contracts, got to be able to walk away. But this is a legitimate way for people like yourselves to go buy a business. I'm actually about to buy a body shop, Mister. I'm actually about to buy one. I'm trying really hard. I got to get them on the same page as me, but it's a great deal. It's a great deal for me. I love body shops. Body shops are basically a license to print money, and it's great. I love body shops. They're one of my favorite things to buy. And in the right areas and with the right equipment and stuff. But the thing is that the alternative to not selling the business to you, assuming that you're capable of doing it, like don't go do something you're not capable of doing, right? Like if you've never touched a body panel in your life, you don't know. You think Bondo is something that is a glue that holds things together. Don't go buy a body shop. Unless that body shop has really good people working for it, the owner is going to participate in transitioning you into the leadership role, and you're willing to learn a lot about it. Now, in that case, maybe you buy it, maybe you don't. But don't go buy anything that you don't know how to do or you can't learn how to do. But go buy a business. Start looking today. The sad fact of the matter is that small business is not going away because they're not competitive in price. Small business is not going away because people don't want the product. Small business is not going away because we can't hire people at a decent wage. Small business is going away because half the fucking country thinks that they're the next real estate baron out there, and they think that they don't even plan at all for their future. They're going to be wage slaves their entire lives. And it's just the way it is. And so what happens is these people that have built a business and have been in business for 30 years or 20 years or whatever, but now they're ready to retire. Now they're ready to move on. They can't sell the business. So it ends up closing. And then a Party City opens up as Helping Hound says, right? Then all of the chain stores that people bitch about all the time, they open up. Because why? Because why wouldn't they? There's no competition in the market, you know. So go buy a business. Go start looking. You know. It's not that hard. It's it's more work than being a wage slave in a cage, but it's more fulfilling, and the opportunity, you make your own earning opportunities. I'm personally, look, I've been retired for 10 years. And I thought I was done, but I can't sit still. I can't. Every time I look around, and I honestly, I got to be honest, I thought when I retired, I thought the world was in a different place. I thought that young people were coming into their own. They wanted to be business people. They talk like business. They talk like they want to be business people, but they don't want to be. But they just want everything handed to them. They want to go out and buy. The dumbest thing I ever fucking saw was back in 2020 and 2021 with all these knuckleheads going out and buying property up, trying to turn them into Airbnb, and Airbnb falsifying all of their data on a massive level so that people would literally go deep in the debt off of these earning projections that didn't exist, that were not a real thing. And you can't do that, right? Like, don't be dumb. So you can go out and be your own boss for the rest of your life. And you don't have to stop with one business. Right. Mullet Baby, they want to be social media influencers. Right. Absolutely. They want to be real estate barons. They want to be, they want to trade Bitcoin. Right. And all of those things are cool. Do it all. But go buy a business. Go find the business that's run by, by somebody that's 65 years old that they just want to sit at home and watch TV. But they can't. They can't do it. But at some point, they're going to shut down. I'll tell you my exact experience just 2 weeks ago. So actually, just over the last 2 weeks. So we're in the process of buying a company. They make welding machines. They have 5-6 employees. We're down to where we're ready to write a check. Due diligence is checking out. Numbers are checking out. We're really close on price. We just a little bit more negotiation. We weren't asking for any operating capital. We weren't they weren't really asking for any concessions. We were really, the biggest concern was this guy wanted to retire, like retire, go to part-time by September. And we weren't even sure if we could get that done because we were requiring 90 days of him being there full-time for transition. And the only issue was the rent on the property. When we started talking to him about it, it had been $3,000 a month for the past 15 years. And he never signed a new lease. He never did anything like that. It's just the lady that owned it was really old and she just didn't care. She had owned the building forever and she just didn't care. She got her check every month. That's all that mattered. Well, they put the building up for sale, sat. Didn't think it'd sell for years. It's just not a good deal. Not a good deal at all. But then somebody did buy it. Like, as we're finishing this deal, as we're getting really close to finishing, like, we're going to start paying lawyers. Building gets sold. They come in, they talk about $19 a square foot for 8,400 square foot. Basically $20,000 a month in rent. Couldn't do that. Couldn't do it. Because by the time you factor in, so you have your rent, right? It's $19 a square foot. Then you guys have to learn all of this too, by the way. You got to learn it, how to calculate rent and all of that. So $19 a square foot is the base. Then you got CAM, which is your maintenance, common area maintenance. You've got CAM, you've got upkeep, you get some fees in there. Ends up usually being about another $1.50 square foot. So call it $21 a square foot. 20 grand a month. That's a big jump from 3, and it killed the deal. Literally killed the deal. Dead. So we were like, well, we'll build a building, but we want a 1-year lease at no more than $16 a square foot. And we really wanted $12 a square foot. That's tripling their money. Right? Like it goes from $3,000 a month to almost $9,000 a month for a year. They wouldn't do it. The owner didn't want to sign the business owner didn't want to sign a lease, even an interim lease, till we got the business sold. So what he did, sent us an email on Friday, said that he's decided that he's downsizing. He's not going to make machines anymore. My guess is that he's selling all the machinery. He's going to provide technical support to his last competitor, and he's going to sell consumables, and that's it. He's going to move into a 1,000 square foot building somewhere, just have nothing but consumables. And now 5 people are out of work. We're not buying a business. And that business that has existed for 30 plus years is gone in the next 3 months. Gone. Won't exist anymore. So this is what's happening to small business in America. And you guys can stop it. And if it's not you, you can talk to somebody about doing it, right? Like you probably know somebody that's an entrepreneur at heart. You know. Yeah. So I don't know how that help. I don't know if that helps you guys or not. But it is. I mean, I just can't believe the number of people that honestly just they're aging out, and it's really interesting that the common idea is the more common idea is that it's, you know, people are getting out of business because they can't afford the rent. People are getting out of business because they can't compete with China. They can't compete with this, but you know, whatever. They can't. That's not why. It really isn't. I mean, those are reasons why that people might get out of business, but really the biggest reason that people are getting out of business right now is they're just aging out, and nobody wants to take it over. Nobody. You know, we're just not mentally. I guess our youth just aren't mentally entrepreneurial in a way that makes things make sense. And you know, and I agree, Anson, that I'll pull it up here in a second. I agree with that. I agree, Anson. Most people are happy being employees. It's a headache to handle the tax, regulatory, et cetera, nonsense. I've talked to folks who are just afraid to go to jail if they mess up. Well, fortunately, that doesn't happen very often. But I've literally talked to so many potential business owners that their biggest hang up is paying a lawyer or paying a proper accountant. And it's crazy to me. Like, why wouldn't you? That guy makes you money. That guy saves you money, right? Like our lawyers are, the lawyers I use are saving us, have saved us so much money. I don't know, guys. I'm going to Knoxville tomorrow, and I'm going to meet up with my buddy Kevin. Are we not minions? And we're going to hang out for a little bit. But the real reason I'm going is to finalize this deal. We have a deal finalized on this other company. It's big deal. It's like two something million, I think, 3 million. Yeah, something like that. And I think we're paying 2.3 for the business and 1 million for the real estate. So 3.3 million is what I think the total is. I'll have to look at the last deal sheet. Been negotiating. So I'm gonna go do that tomorrow. I'm gonna be I'll be in meetings most of tomorrow. I've got starting the takeover and transfer process of this business. And in probably 90 days, we'll own the business. It's a good deal for me. It's a good deal for me. It's a good deal for my wife. It's a good deal for my family. So, and you say, well, that seems really stupid. You have to drive 2.5 hours from Nashville to Knoxville to be part of this business. And that's true. Well, eventually I'll put my airplanes back together and I'll be able to fly back and forth to Knoxville, which will be, that's a half hour, 45-minute trip. Not a, it won't be 3 hours. But I only need to actually be there 3 days a week. The business, the people who run the business are good people, and they are very heavily invested in that business succeeding because they get paid well. Yeah. A helping hand, actually, that's really true. A little preparedness goes a long way. And the biggest thing is, like, one of the interesting things is I looked at a business recently, and their profile was such, it was a very interesting business. I really thought that it would be great. The problem was they had no contentions. Hang on. I almost missed that. Angel Berber. Yeah. Give me 1 second. But yeah, a little preparedness. I mean, like, look, if you are a big business and you rely on big contracts, and those contracts can take months to get resolved, you need to have small jobs that can sustain you, that are easier to sell, but keep your profitability up. So that's the idea there. Yeah, be prepared, be thinking, be ever evolving. That's why it needs business needs young people. It needs the ideas. It needs the energy. It needs the response when things get hard and you're forced to dig in. Like the guy that just sold it, that is closing down his business. 20 years ago, in the same situation, he wouldn't have closed down. He'd have been like, I'm going to go make these guys make me a deal on the rent, or I'm just going to close down for a month, get this deal done, move everything out into a storage, and then we'll kick everything off. We'll just get a new building and move into it. He's too old. He's not going to do it. We need youth. We need people who are just going to get in there and fight for the survival of the business and make things happen when they need to happen. And that's very true. Angel Berber says, the red tape involved with the process of business ownership is a massive wall to business ownership, especially in states like California, New York, and in other places. In Tennessee, very low barrier entry. But buying an existing business is very easy because all of that should be in place. That's the other reason why I don't believe that people should start businesses. The lawyer, in this case, saves you money by getting you a good deal. That's true. People want to work at Walmart because it's lib started. Could be. Sorry about that. We just really have to have younger people getting involved in business. We have to. We're not going to survive if we don't. We will, but we're going to lose out to people in China and Spain and France and fucking everywhere. Right now there's some kid in Madrid that is dreaming up a way to be in business internationally. Guaranteed. Some dude in France is trying to figure out how to export French nasty behavior in bulk to the United States. I'm telling you, we're just going to lose. And we're not going to lose because we can't do business. That's cope. That's nothing but cope. It's nothing but bullshit and cope. Americans are among the most entrepreneurial in the world, but we have stifled that entrepreneurial spirit. We have decided as a culture, without actually making a conscious decision, but we have made the decision that we are not going to play on an equal footing, that we're not going to be a real, civilization, that we're going to sublet out all of the things that we just don't want to do. Silvar Ogre, welcome back, sir. Welcome back. Mullet Baby 01, yeah, absolutely. The left does have an open season on CEOs that don't agree with them, right? And even the ones that do. The interesting thing is that how the liberals out of one side of their mouth, they'll talk about how fucking awesome Jeff Bezos is, and on the other side of their mouth talk about the billionaires aren't taxed fairly, and which is fine, but then when you confront them about that, they're like, well, I don't know. This is 2024. It's got a smoky flavor. Hell yeah, that's fucking for real. That's true. But yeah, man, I guess my big thing is that I see people talk a lot about investing, but they're not actually investing. They're parking money, right? If all you're doing is finding a fucking stock that you like, or you buy a few houses, kind of investing, but that's not really investing. Investing is go buy a business. Go do something that gains more wealth in a year than a stock market will make you in 10. Right. It is wild how the libtards can't see. Now, it's not just that they can't see it. How harmful the anti-capitalist policies are. They are always, and they always assume that they're blue cities. And yeah, that's right. Look, leftist policies are terrible. Hey, what's up, Chaotic Truth? You want to come up for a few minutes? I'm just talking about business and how people ought to be in business and all that stuff. Here, let me throw you out I'm going to throw out the link in the chat, Hot Rod. Chaotic Truth, if you're still here, come on up. Yeah, it's an interesting. I mean, it's just, yeah, buy low, sell lower. That's just, yeah, that's right. How to lose your shirt. Yeah, absolutely. It's a very interesting thing with modern people, right? Modern juvenile delinquents, I guess. I don't know. I don't understand it. I really don't. When I was 21, 22, I wanted to open my own shop so bad. Like, I can't even tell you. And then I realized that I did try. And then I realized that, you know what? I need to go learn how to do this. And I went to work for somebody else for a little while, and it worked out well. So, yeah. There's something wrong with your stream? I've heard asparagus helps. That's all I can offer. I don't have those problems. Anson will know, though. Anson, what'll help him with this stream? Oh, look at that! Silvar Ogre, welcome to Recruit. What a win! Yeah, Colorado's fucked up, man. That's true. That's true. That's sad too. That's really sad. That's really sad. CT, I was hoping you'd come up. I kind of wanted to jaw with you a little bit, but we'll see. Oh, it's renewal time. Yeah. Is everybody getting the notifications for the renewals and everything? I have to wonder. I never see any of that. YouTube probably has somewhere where I could get notified, but I never do. Well, if CT's not going to come up, oh, you do manual because you don't trust the auto pay. Yeah, probably a good plan. So guys, Friday night. Let's talk about Friday night. I know most of the people left in here were here Friday night, and the show was a banger right up until I let Imperius up, and I was expecting Imperius to simply confront I expected Imperius to just confront the guy on the legal issues and that he just seemingly was ignoring. But man, Imperius went just way the fuck too far. So I can't have Imperius up anymore. I don't think we can have him ever up. I haven't banned him. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. He's getting banned from a lot of places right now. Like he's really kind of run the gamut, run the edge of it. So we'll see. But it sucks because now I either have to leave that stream private where nobody can see it, or I have to go back and cut all that shit out. So we'll see. We'll see what I do about that stream because that stream was banging right up until then. Chuck in Tennessee, yeah, you're right. Not everybody wants to be an independent contractor. Not everyone is cut out to be a banker. Not everyone's cut out to be a CEO. And I'm absolutely not talking to those people. Like if you're somebody that is just happy to do your 9 to 5, go to work, get paid, go home, that's awesome. We need those people. When I was younger, someone asked me, I was probably like 26, 27. My youngest brother was 4 years younger than me. So he's probably like, I don't know, probably 24, 25 maybe. My brother at the time worked at O'Charlie's at night, and he worked as an electrician during the day. And when he wasn't, an electrician at the time was very spotty. Like you'd have 6 months of work, and then you'd be off for 3 or 2 or whatever. So when he wasn't working as an electrician, he was working as a forklift driver. And I was asked one time by a family friend why I didn't try and get my brother, my youngest brother, or my middle brother, either one, into business with me. Why we didn't, was there just something going on there? And I'm like, well, they don't. My brother wants to be a ditch digger. I mean, he's happy being a ditch digger. He's happy driving a forklift truck. He's happy working as a line cook at a restaurant. Part-time. He's happy doing all of these things. It's the work that he enjoys, and it's what he aspires to. He doesn't aspire to own a business. He doesn't aspire to do all of these things. And so at the end of the day, that's fine. My other brother, my surviving brother, he, right now today, he's at work right now welding. That's what he's doing right now, guaranteed. And that's what he wants to do. He gets paid the wage he needs to live on. He has the things in life that he wants. He doesn't aspire to anything, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. This is actually one of my problems with people, and Imperius is probably this way. This is one of my problems with people that come out and they're really, they really look down on people that don't have ambition or are happy with the state of their lives. And the entire fucking world talks down to these people. And there's nothing wrong with them. The world needs ditch diggers. The world needs people to sit on backhoes all day and fucking move rock. We need those people. And yeah, maybe they don't, maybe it's not glamorous, Maybe it's not, like, maybe life as a lube tech at a car dealership isn't your idea of a great life, but it's somebody's idea of like, hey, this is fucking perfect. Because I leave here, because that guy leaves there and goes and plays basketball every night, or maybe he's going to school, or maybe he just enjoys his life, wants to go sit on his fucking couch and watch TV. I don't get why people look down on those people, right? They just don't have the motivation, the desire, the hunger, whatever it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with being a wage slave in a cage. Not a damn thing wrong with it. And I don't look down on those people. They pay the same price for carrots as I do. When I go get I see them right next to me in line when I pull a steak off the rack. I got no problems with that. Right, Angel Berber, that's right. The overwhelming majority of society is this way. It is. They are going. They're happy, and they're fine. And honestly, I don't have a problem with that. I think it's weird for people to talk down to other people like that. Right? I don't do it. I don't honestly, and this is actually where I start really departing from like Red Pill and some of these other men's advocacy movements. I have far more respect for a farmer. Matter of fact, I know one. I have far more respect for a farmer that gets up before the fucking sun and is out there tending the cows, making sure animals get fed, making sure the machinery's operating, goes to a job. Most farmers I know have jobs. So I know of a very specific farmer. And he's a badass dude. He owns a little farm, little beef farm. So he's out there dealing with cows every day. Every morning before he goes to work, every evening when he comes home. His kids have to take care of him while he's not there. His wife and kids. He works as a maintenance tech for an automaker. So he fixes the robots. He fixes the, whatever breaks in the fucking factory, he fixes it. The maintenance tech. Makes good money. He has that job mostly because of the benefits and mostly because of the fact that, he wants extra money. He makes extra money doing that. So I have a lot of respect for that dude. I have way more respect for that dude than I do the guy who has 20 or 40 or 50 vacation rentals or, whatever, multi-unit fucking complexes or whatever, trying to hold it all together and not lose their ass and make, $1 million a year. Sure. Okay. But they're literally 1 inch from crashing and burning all the time. And I don't respect that. I really don't. Sorry guys, I wasn't really watching the chat. Yep. Lord of Pie says he's a wagey, but loves his life. Absolutely, man. When you own a business, yeah, that's true. When you own a business, you really don't have a life in most cases. Helping Hound says he'd rather make minimum wage and actually get a paycheck than make $40 to $100 an hour. Angel Berber comes in with $10. It's going to be a TTS.
Angel Berber donated $10. Super chat. I am that way. My son, however, is like you. I am content and satisfied with living low to the ground and taking care of my father and seeing the next generation of my family grow.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. That's, I got to be honest. That's the, I mean, that's That's true, Angel Barber, for sure, 100%. Anson says he can't lose his ass. Who's born with a back that has a crack, no ass included. That's me. All I am is back, crack, and leg. That's what I got. I haven't asked much. That's okay. I'm white, so it's fine. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that 100%. %. Lord of Pies. I like that. But on the other side of that, guys, and I'm gonna have to check out a little early today, guys. I gotta run into Nashville, but guys, there has to be a continuation of industry in this country. As much as we endeavor to endorse, confirm, and proliferate the idea of smart business practice, just entrepreneurism and creativity. Like, Mullet Baby says teenagers are using AI to make small businesses. They're not just researching and making memes with it. That's true. And we need that. But right now, what we really need is we need people that have gotten a little life experience, moved ahead a little in life, and they need to start buying businesses. They need to go to our elder generation. And they need to go to our elder generation, and they need to make a deal with them. And we need to keep these businesses alive. And we have to keep that, because if we don't, it doesn't matter how much more we onshore things. Because if every single time an owner ages out, nobody picks up the mantle of that business, then it doesn't survive. Doesn't survive. And it doesn't matter what we do, deregulation, fund, helping fund, all of that. Helping Hound, that's a good point. The how do we reach continuation, which is what we're really talking about, without being able to apprentice until the age 17? That's true. There are ways around that. In most states, you can have a student observer for up to, I think, 16 hours a week, which I think is a good apprentice program. And actually, I think this is the best thing. And I won't end on this, but this would be a great one to end on. Don't ask permission from the overlords. If you have to pay, look, they're okay with us paying illegals under the table, but we can't pay our own kids above the table. If a young man comes to me and he says, I really want to work for your company. And as a matter of fact, I want to start at the bottom and I want to work my way to the top. And I want to own this company. When you're ready to go, you let me know. I want to buy it. I want to own this company. If a young man came to me and said that, and he was 16 years old, I could employ him part-time up to, I think, about 30 hours, something like that. If he were 12 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old, let's say a 14-year-old freshman came to me and said, hey, I really want to understand this industry. I need to start somewhere. My dad told me that you're good to learn from. I want to learn. Couldn't hire him. And yet I can hire an illegal. I can hire an illegal, no problem. I just can't hire my son. Yeah, I don't know, guys. This is something that that I need to put some more thought into and make a better presentation on it. But it really bugs me how many businesses are being lost right now, every day, gone forever, because there's no one to take them over, or the owners are just aged out and they just can't continue. Hey, Ghost 1978, good to see you in the chat. I'm actually going to end a little early today, guys. I've got to go to Nashville, and I'm sure my wife is about to come knock on my door any minute. Actually, she won't, because she doesn't. She's not going to leave the AC right now, I don't think. But guys, it's been a great show. It has been abbreviated. I've got to go take care of some things so I can make my trip to Knoxville tomorrow, and really would appreciate everyone smacking the like. Leave some comments. I do reply to them. If you want more, and please let me know if you like this type of show, because I haven't been talking business and stuff much lately, and I'm proud. I feel like I should. Otherwise, guys, wait, Lord of Pies, you wouldn't want a child driving a semi truck, for example. What about a yard dog? What if I take my 14-year-old son to my business and we have a what's called a yard dog? It's a truck specifically designed to move trailers around in a very small area. What if I had him backing trailers up to the door all day? Is that cool? Is that cool? What's up, A. Reed? How are you? Is my 14-year-old, is it cool if I let him park trailers all day? I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. I need to get out of here, but just because my wife's gonna be mad at me, but she's been mad at me before. Yeah. My son can run a lot of equipment. Yeah, I can agree that I don't want kids to do things that are actually illegal, like driving, at 15 or whatever, which I think they can, but yeah, okay. Yeah, that's we're not talking about putting a kid in a truck. I wouldn't do that. Angel Berber says he likes this style, and I do too. I will do more of these. I'll do more of these. And what I really probably need to do is I meant to have a guest today, guys. I'm going to be honest. I'll come clean. I meant to have a guest today, but my schedule's so erratic over the next few days that I just couldn't commit to it. So they didn't show up, which is what happens when you don't commit to things. So yeah, appreciate that, Angel Berber. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're okay. I don't understand. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying. Yeah, I got you, Lord of Pies. I got you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. I really appreciate everybody coming out and supporting the show today. Please hit the like, the subscribe if you haven't already. Drop a comment down in the comment section, and we'll have a good back and forth. And we'll see you again tonight. I'll probably jump on around 7:30, something like that. Then we'll pre-show a little bit before I go over to Prime. So you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tonight for the debate. It's going to be the dumbest debate of the year, I think, but we'll make it happen. I'll make it entertaining, I promise. Until next time, we'll see you. Be cool. Wear glasses if you need them, and get off my lawn.